Hi guys, my name is Kadi. Welcome back to the channel if you are already part of the family, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe at the end as well. Today is Mindfulness Monday, and that is the segment I do here on Health Journey with Kadi. Watch the previous videos, and there will be many more videos to come every Monday for the rest, as long as I can do it, right? So for today's topic for Mindfulness Monday, it's more so about mental health, but more so, well, that'll be a topic for another day. But when I say mental health, I mean the health of our brains. So today's main topic is just how to maintain a healthy brain. A lot of times I feel like we focus on the physical, the exterior, and then we also focus on the emotional, but we're not really focused on our brain, the most important part of our existence. Again, it's really important for us to focus on the other areas, yes, to work on your physical health as well as your emotional. Also, it's important to work on your mental. And that's always been my thing when I'm trying to gear back and focus, or have felt like a little bit stressed, too much going on. The things that I tend to want to pinpoint, I guess you could say, or focus on in different ways are my mental, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual, or soul, as well as brain, memories, things like that. So let's just dive into it. I decided to talk about this topic today because I feel like so much stuff is happening in our brain every second, every moment. As I'm speaking to you right now, my brain is in the works. It's trying to recollect whatever I was trying to put together, trying to recall memories of things that are surrounding me, fight, flight, all of those things, right? What we need to understand about our brain mainly is the memory part. The memory part of our brain helps us with our existence. So right now you're breathing and you don't have to think about breathing, because there's a portion in your memory that works on that. Or let's not say memory, there's a portion in your brain that works on that, so you don't have to pause every second and say breathe. But there are people who have to tell themselves to breathe in certain circumstances. So let's say they're having a panic attack, anxiety attack, or whatever it is. They often have to mindfully breathe, sit there and tell themselves to breathe and control their breathing, because it's out of control. So with our brain, there's a part called the hippocampus. There's a part, there's a whole limbic system. And if you don't know much about the different parts of the brain, definitely you can Google it. I used to, when I was in, nonprofit teaching and things like that, in science, I will have a model of the brain, and I will show the kids the different parts of our brain that are not visible. The only time we go and see our brain is if we're getting a CAT scan or something, or you're trying to figure out what's happening within our brain, but we can't physically see the different systems that are happening within our brain, the different connections, the different nerves. But they're working, and I am truly grateful for having my own brain, right? We all have our own unique brain, and although we are unique in our DNA makeup, our brains are the things that make us truly different. Each person's brain is different. So I do want us to focus on that a little bit. I do want us to focus on what we do put or allow our brain to experience. Our brain holds the trauma. Our brains hold the wonderful moments, like the happy memories, as well as, like I said, the trauma, the sad, the things that have been passed on, and everything, including the things that have been passed on through our DNA. Our brain holds that. So I do, let's just think about ways to make sure our brain is healthy. And ways we can do that as best as possible is to control what our senses receive, or what our senses experience. So let's say, for example, with food, because again, this is a health channel. So with food, and you want to have this type of memory with, let's say, if you like chocolate, right? And so if you want to taste chocolate while you're eating the chocolate, you want the memories of how good it is to you and everything get stuck in your brain. But if you're eating the chocolate and you're like, oh, this is bitter, this is nasty, well, that's what your brain is going to remember. So every time someone offers you chocolate, you're like, no, I don't want it, because of that feeling connected with the experience of you eating the chocolate is now stuck in your, or the thought as well. So the feeling, the thought, and the action of what you're doing. So our brain is putting all of those three things, for example, together, and now it creates this memory of this thing, which can be changed, right? So if you now taste a different type of chocolate, there is now this conflict, and you have to rationalize why this chocolate is better than the other. So I wanted to, again, talk about the brain, because we often cases take in information and store it in our memory for survival. And then in the process of doing that, we also bring about fear of things that will prevent us from experiencing or being open-minded and things like that. It's really hard to truly, well, it is hard to forget. It is. But it can be done. That'll be a topic for another day. Suppressing trauma, suppressing memories that cause, sadness and pain and things like that. But the brain is really important to truly to work on, because the brain can also be a reason why someone has a mental disorder. The brain is also something that can cause memory loss, Alzheimer's, things like that. Yes, it connects to your DNA, but all of those things are in here, like in the brain, right? So what you see gets stuck in the brain. What you feel gets stuck in the brain. What you, because those are your senses. What you taste gets stuck in the brain. What you hear get stuck in the brain. So everything that the exterior experience, the brain experience, the only thing is what the brain keeps it, stores it, puts it in a little box, and then puts it in on a filing cabinet. So if this filing cabinet gets full with a certain type of memory, the one day you don't experience that, you're still going to remember that memory just in case it happens again. So what I would suggest, and I'm working on it myself, that's why again I have a health journey channel, is just figuring out when a part of my brain picks out a file from that cabinet and how to deal with it in the context of what's happening, right? So if a part of the brain picks out a memory that is sad, I do my best to counteract by thinking about the positive, by thinking about the whole moment. Okay, what happened? Yes, I am crying, but this, and this, right? So just making sure, okay, if this happened once and it caused me sadness, try to make sure it don't happen again. And I'm using the word try because a lot of things are not totally in our control. The main thing we can control is how we react to things. We can't control what is done to us, but we can control what we do to others and how we react to what is done to us. But let's just continue. Hopefully I'm not rambling totally. I'm trying to make this probably a 10 to 15 minute video. Anyway, so our brain needs to be worked on, and sometimes it's just by dealing with those different compartments, those different shelving, these are just, examples, or let's say metaphors. But yeah, so if you have, sorry about that, so your brain, if you have a moment where you feel like you are extremely sad, or you're the opposite, extremely happy, your brain collects those things that cause that emotion. And so if you want to experience that sadness again, your brain often reminds you of what could happen. And a lot of times our brain stores things that we truly did not experience, and we have to try to separate what has happened to us and what we have seen others experience or heard others experience, and see if that is something we want to store or not. Okay, so this moment of me talking to you guys is gonna be part of my memory, and it's gonna be stored in my brain, right? So a lot of times people say it's in the back of me, it's on the tip of my tongue, it's in the back of my head, it's at the front of my head, or whatever it is. Mainly because the parts, when you say it's at the back of your head, or it's a past memory, or whatever it is, the part of our brain that holds memory is more so within the back of our, let's say, head, right? Back of our brain towards the down part, connecting to our spinal cord and everything, right? So I say all of that to say it's important to think about what is going into your brain. It's truly important to think about that and to analyze what has been stored in your brain, right? So talking about it is important. So journaling is important. Giving yourself moments to just experience positivity, things that bring you excitement, that won't cause too much strain on the brain. So your brain is not just affected by the physical, you know, if someone gets hit on the head or, you know, things like that. But also it's affected by what we experience as a whole. So not just the physical, but more so the emotional piece that comes with it. It's truly hard to completely explain what I'm trying to really say. I hope it's making sense to you guys. That you have to work on your brain. You know, reading is important because then you are storing information while your eyes are working. Even if you don't say things out loud as you're reading, there's a voice, right? Within your brain, within your head, if you want to say, that's reading as well. And that memory is stored in so that you don't physically have to experience certain things. I truly feel like the physical experiences and the emotional experiences that are stored in our brain have more effect on us as people. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm just here going through my health journey, and hopefully some people join me through the journey so we can get to a better place. That's just what it is. But yeah, I feel like our brain is really important to us. You know, when our brain stops working, we stop working. We're no longer in existence. You know, but different parts of our body can stop working and we can still live. You know what I mean? But once your brain is no longer healthy, everything goes off balance. You know, if your brain is out of whack, it tries to fix itself, and sometimes it makes you pause. It makes you, when I say pause, like out of all the busyness of life, it makes you like pause and think about specific things, and gives you a moment to kind of like revamp in a way and start over in some way or another. But I truly think your mental, meaning your brain health, is really important. And sometimes a head massage is not bad either, you know, just so your brain can feel the release from your skull, you know. And sometimes just giving your brain peaceful moments, I think, is really important. Like having your senses be positive, the ones that are in your control, so that your brain can store those information, and compartmentalizing things that are happening to you versus that's not happening to you. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know if, like, what you do to ensure that your brain is healthy in some way. Some people might say they're mental, right? Their mind. So what do you do to ensure that, although we can't control everything, but to ensure some type of mental, mind, brain health. Write that down below. And just remember, we're all work in progress. All we can do is learn from things, learn from others, take what's good and relatable to us and use it, implement it, and continue with our day, you know. So if it means you gotta just get a massage or do some yoga, sleep a little, drink something that is, you know, something you enjoy, some, you know, orange juice, I don't know, some sparkling cider, I don't know, and if you're an adult out there and you consume a little bit of the drinks and alcohol in portions, but you know, wine, those type of things. But all I'm saying is work on the information that gets stored in your brain, because eventually, once everything happens in the mind, right? So if it's no longer there in your mind, it means for you it did not happen, you know. And that's a different topic for another day, for when memory loss, you know, happens to people. But yeah, everything is reality because of how the information is stored in your brain. So give your brain a break sometimes. When I say that, give your brain a break, I mean like positive moments, right? Where it does not have to store so much negativity, where it does not have to store so much trauma. But we can all get better. Our brain, you know, as long as we are working on it, it works on us. You know, it helps us. It's the largest organ. It's the largest one, most important one, and it's at the top of your whole physical because it controls everything. Controls everything. You know, the brain is important. And all you should do is just give it some time. Give it some focus. Give it some love. And the brain is you. I say all of that. Your brain is you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. And share this out there with your friends, family, social media. And I hope to see you on the next Mindfulness Monday. Work on you. And all you can do is do your best. And I'll see you next time. Bye.